Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have your card, the Moon card. So this card always works slightly different for you because it represents your rulership, right? This is your card ultimately. Now, what this also says is that this is a week where you're likely to be a little bit more reflective. So if you find yourself like really harking back over something or trying to work through or process something from your past, it wouldn't be a surprise. I'm gonna probably hazard a guess as well and say that I wouldn't be surprised if you end up reconnecting with an old work colleague. That's very possible. And I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up connecting or reconnecting with an old partner or somebody at least that you had maybe a romantic connection with in some way. Now, the other thing with the Moon card, because it has that nebulous kind of energy, whenever this card shows up, you're being asked to really consider what is it that you are afraid of. In all of these areas of life, this is a time where you can really start to home in on and therefore release what you are afraid of. You know, I'm all about that work. When you figure out what you're afraid of, you can go about making a plan in some way to get rid of that thing. Now, you've got the Tower card as your actions and options, which means maybe you're looking to break ties with the past in some way, and it's like almost a flat out refusal, like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm not going to have this conversation. I'm not going to have this experience. And that's great. I think it's, you know, it's really, really awesome because it means that you're empowering yourself not to have a certain experience that you don't like. However, if this is just running away and some form of denial, that's not very good either. What I will also say is this might be for some of you delving into some old maybe technological resource. So, you know, maybe there was a website that you signed up to in order to learn a new skill, or like there's something about this, because the Tower card can also be technological things as well. But with the Moon card, this suggests to me that this is going to be potentially a bit of a tetchy week when it comes to the emotions and the nervous system. Like you might be feeling a bit Hulk-like this week, where your emotions are very close to the surface and you're feeling a little bit more sort of revved up and pepped up than usual. Now, you've got this with the Three of Pentacles. This suggests to me that you are learning or gaining a piece of information that could be very shocking this week. It could also be that you are giving a piece of information that is very shocking this week. So it's like maybe you're saying something, or you're coming forward with something, or you're sharing something that maybe nobody knew about you before. Maybe you are making a declaration of some sort. Maybe you're deciding for some of you, maybe you're saying, right, you know what? F this, I'm out. I'm quitting this job. It could be maybe for some. So for those of you that are studying, this could literally be where you say, you know what, I'm leaving. I don't want to study this anymore. It doesn't feel like something that is aligned with me. Because you've got this Moon card here and your emotions do seem to be skew with anyway, be very mindful about making decisions or taking actions that you can't really come back from. Okay, I'm not saying that that it's not the right decision for you. What I'm saying is you just need to think it through before you sort of jump in. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could be information that finds you that is either very shocking about the workplace or even potentially about a boss. It might be information that you're not really sure what to do with at this moment in time. And so it could also have an effect on maybe some of the plans that you make. This could also be that you're expected by an employer to learn or take on new skills, and there might be a part of you that's kind of either reluctant or flat out refusing it. It's like, well, that's not really my job, so why should I take that on board? You know, fair play, you know, speak your truth. Don't have any of it if you don't have to. For your those of you that are self-employed, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, etc., the Three of Pentacles with the Moon card is learning something. I like this for like this being a week where you decide to brush up on a certain skill that maybe hasn't had the air that it deserves. Maybe it hasn't had its moment in the limelight in your life at this minute, especially if it's got a technological leaning to it in some way. Now. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this would be a solid week for you to really get a handle or an understanding of some of your own deep wounds. Like, where is the past sort of, you know, like this would be a really good week to delve into something like that. If you're going to do it, I probably would say don't do it on your own. Maybe do it with a professional of some sort. You know, maybe this is a week to find a counsellor or a therapist. Maybe this is a week to sign up to a course of, you know, you can get those courses where you, like I did one not too long ago about, you know, when your nervous system has been through a lot of trauma and stuff. It was really eye-opening and very good. Maybe you're doing something along those lines. For your heart and half, your love and relations, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles, usually an earth sign person, Taurus, Capricorn or a Virgo, falls right next to the Hierophant, very likely. For those of you that are single, you could be meeting a Taurus this week. For some of you, you could be reconnecting with a Taurus. You could be realigning with an earth sign if you're single. If you're partnered, married or in a long-term commitment, the Queen of Pentacles suggests that you guys are really looking at how to get the most out of what you have. There seems to be either a black hole in the budget or, you know, in the plans. There's something here that is not quite clear. And this week, I think it's going to be evident, like there's an elephant in the room here and we need to address it. And in order to move past it or move beyond it, we are going to have to hash it out. And because you've got that the Tower card here, it might be you that drops a bombshell on the partner and says, look, you know what, I don't want to do this way anymore. If we're going to do this, if we're going to stay, you know, together or whatever, I want to get married. You know, like you could be really, and if you're single, I really feel like there's an earth sign on their way for you. Maybe somebody that is, or maybe somebody that is very earthy. Maybe somebody that knows how to get the best out of you by asking certain questions or, you know, offering certain supports and stuff. I actually like the Queen of Pentacles for a potential partner, especially because it brings some grounded energy to that Moon card, which seems to be running the show this week, I gotta say. For your money and materials, you've got the Hierophant card. For those of you that are in contracts, freelance kind of stuff, this could be a week where you are made permanent, where things are established. It could be as well that you're interacting with a financial institution. If that is the case, you're not getting the full story, or the information that you're getting is kind of like it's outdated already. This is something to just be mindful of right now. In terms of your resources, it looks like you're thinking about the long-term investments and what to do with the money that you have access to right now. When it comes to your home and environment, the Hierophant card for home, I like this for deciding that you are either staying where you are or you're going to seek. So like if you're renting, this suggests that maybe you're looking into buying the place that you're renting, or looking at what the possibilities are around that. Again, does look like there are conversations about about or with financial institutions, but you just need to make sure that the information that you're getting is verified. Get a second opinion. For some of you, this could be talking to parents and or you know, I wouldn't say siblings. It does feel more like a parent or, you know, a grandparent. about how they can support you financially, about securing the home in some way. Very possible. And then for your physical health and vitality, your neck, your throat, and because it's the moon card, particularly, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but particularly this could show up as a thyroid challenge and or issue. Doesn't have to, but if there are going to be anything, it's likely to be the voice, the throat, or the thyroid this week. It's not a bad week. There's a lot of earth here, which is really stabilizing that moon card. But then there's the wild hunt or the tower card, which I feel like is you a bit more sort of wild, maybe even being a little bit more feral than you usually are. You know, if you're anything like me, you're all feral. So either which way, have a great week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.